I'm doing well. Dr. Frisch, by the way.
Hey, well, I just have to call it as it is. The people don't need to know who you are. You are the man. If you walk in this place, okay, I'm not this other chiropractor, so I don't want to be biased, but you are my chiropractor, and I'm say you're the best.
I appreciate it, Big Show, and it's always a pleasure to be on here and chatting with you.
All right, man. So this is the thing. We have the three-pronged approach. We have all these things that's happening in one place, in one space. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel really good about it because Brookdale Health, we're set up to be that premier injury recovery center in the Twin Cities. Because we have the physical therapy, chiropractic, massage all under one roof, we're a great starting point for these types of injuries, because then if additional referrals are needed, we start adding other specialists to the care team to get you better. But we start with that holistic, approach first without stepping into medications, injections, things like that too rapidly. But if it's needed, we make sure we refer you to the right people as well. So we're a great spot to help these recovery, auto injuries, work injuries, you name it. Coming here is a great starting point.
And I agree. Like when I first started coming here versus now and being on the air and interviewing everyone and seeing the inner sides of it besides just being a patient, I've learned a lot. And that's one of the best things I love about being here at Brookdale Health. It doesn't matter who I interviewed, whether it's been a patient, everyone is very knowledgeable about what happens here.
Well, and the thing is, we as providers want to be educators too. I mean, the word doctor means teacher. So we want to be able to teach patients how to live a better, healthier life. And the best way to do that is to be relatable and know your information. If you know your information really well, then you can teach it. If you don't know your information, you can't really teach it very well. So that's why we as professionals focus on continuing our education, continuing our knowledge to help our patients live a better life.
And correct me if I'm wrong, and while teaching the patients, you want to also teach them how to get better at home and how to do different things that will help their life get better outside of Brookdale.
Exactly, because you're only here so many hours out of the week with our treatment plans. There's a lot more hours that you're at home, you're at work, you're doing other activities. To pay attention to your posture, eating right, things like that are all beneficial towards the healing process and help you live a healthier life. So we do address a lot of that too. And some patients are like, no, I'm good, I don't need any help with that. We meet them halfway, you can come talk to us if you need some help, but right now we're going to focus on these injuries. If you want some education in these areas, feel free to ask. We always have like an open door policy with our patients, being like, you can ask questions at any time. We want you involved in the process. We don't want you to feel like you're going through an assembly line.
I felt like that was kind of a personal attack on me. I lighten up my backpack, okay? I understand. I listened to some things. You didn't have to come at me like that, sir.
Actually, I honestly, didn't even think about that, but that's a great example right there, Big Show. So I appreciate you being honest on the radio for that.
Yeah, I'm very honest. You was just telling me that backpack may be just a little bit heavy, but you know what? That was the truth, and it does kind of throw you off a little bit. Can you speak about the weight of backpacks and things of that nature?
How long do we got? I mean, I don't want to get too in-depth on here, but a lot of times whenever you add weight to the body, if your body's not built for that weight, it's going to stress that spine in a way that it's not wanting to be stressed. So a lot of times if you have those heavier backpacks, having good weight training and strength prior to needing to lift those heavy backpacks, that's why military people train so hard, so they can wear those heavy backpacks too and be able to handle all that excess gear. If they don't train that hard, so you got a lot of kids these days that have backpacks that are filled to the brim and they're super heavy. Are these kids training like military? Probably not. So they're deconditioned. So what do? They slump forward to counteract that weight. They got that forward head position and they develop bad posture. So there's all these factors that go into that type of backpacks and different purses and bags that people need to be aware of.
And you do the alignment of the body, and you use, I used to call it a thingamajigger, but I know it's an activator.
There you go. See, you're learning. You're educated on that. I like it. Yes, I use an activator to adjust the joints of the body. We as chiropractors like to isolate those joints that aren't working right. I like to use the analogy breakers in a breaker box. If a breaker's tripped, it's just like a joint in the body, whether it's the spine or shoulder that's not functioning right, it's a tripped breaker. We reset those breakers, we get that body to function better, because improving the health of the skeletal system, spine, joints, you improve the health of the body regardless.
Wow. And just the last thing, you mentioned the holistic approach. Can you talk about that?
Holistic approach is just a way of approaching conditions from a non-surgical, non-pharmaceutical aspect. We try to address, lifestyle changes, motion, exercise, nutrition, and a lot of times we talk a little bit about emotion too. Patients are talking about stress and different things like that. Given I'm not a mental health therapist, but if I recognize those things, I get them referred to the right people too.
All right. Anything else?
Just stay safe out on the roads. I know it's sloppy out there. Drive safe. Give people plenty of space. If you're ever in an auto injury, call Brookdale Health.
All right. Well, you heard it first. Dr. Frisch is in the building. He's my chiropractor, and he's the best at it. I said it. Don't tell any other chiropractor I said that, though. All right. We are over here at Brookdale Health. We are the experts in auto injuries. We are located at 5740 Brooklyn Boulevard in Brooklyn Center on the corner of Bass Lake Road and Brooklyn Boulevard. You can contact us at 763-561-4045. Again, that number is 763-561-4045. Thank you, sir.